Hello friends, I'm Mayur Pangrekar, life coach, business coach and trainer. One of the most legendary ideas in the history of psychology is located in a triangle divided into 5 sections. Yes friends, this is an amazing model developed in 1943 by an American psychologist named Abraham Maslow. This model is so important because it tells us how our actions are always dependent on our motivation. So, knowing our motivation, why are we motivated, how are we motivated, is so crucial, right? So, why do I say that? Because, see, if there is no motivation, there will be no action. And if there is no action, there will be no results. Similarly, if there is less motivation, there will be less action. And if there is less action, there will be less results. So, friends, if we want to create amazing, great things, great results in our life, in our career, in our business, it is so important to remain motivated at all times. There is no excuse for that. It is mandatory. It is a prerequisite. This is a prerequisite to remain motivated at all times is required to create amazing results in life. So let's dig deep into this 5 level model that Abraham Maslow created, right? So at the foundational level, Maslow says we all have as humans our physiological need, right? This is all related to our physiology. It is all related to our body. This is our need for food. This is our need for water, need for clothes, need for shelter, need for health, and need for sleep. So unless and until somebody's basic physiological needs are satisfied, he will keep doing things, he will keep taking actions that satisfy his physiological need, right? A best example for this is a person who is very hungry, right? He can think about only food at that time. He will say, give me food first and then I'll talk to you. Give me food first, then I will listen to you. So this is our basic survival need. Then we go to the next level. In our next level, we have as humans a need to feel safe, a need to feel secure, right? We need to have a proper place, proper house to protect ourselves from dangers like animals, from extreme weather conditions. It may be extreme cold, extreme rain, extreme heat. We need proper clothing for these extreme weather situations also, right? So unless and until this need is not satisfied, the person will keep working on those until he goes to the next level. So this need is of feeling secure about our body, about our health, about employment, about income, about our property, right? About our family. So this is our security and safety need. So let me share with you an example, right? Let's say you are a manufacturer and seller of hair dryers, and you are talking with a prospective customer who is interested in your product, right? So you explain your hair dryer to that prospective customer, you give him a demo, right? The prospective customer, he also tries that product, but then he says, I don't want your product, I'm not interested. Now if you let it go right there, you will never understand the reason why the person said no for your product. So you need to ask him questions, you need to go deep. So when you ask him questions about why, he may reveal to you that, when I tried your hair dryer, on the back side of that hair dryer, it was really hot. So what happens here is he has a need. He is feeling insecure. He is feeling unsafe to use your product, right? So when you understand this, when you get that input from your prospective buyer, now it is your turn to take corrective actions. Maybe you need to change your product, maybe you need to give better instructions on how to use that product and things like that, right? So this was an example of feeling secure. This is about our body, this is about our employment, income, family, health, right? So this is the second level of needs. Then we go to the third level of needs. This is our need to love others and to be loved by others. This is our need to feel a sense of belongingness with our family, friends and community, right? This can be, if you look at it with large groups, these may be your different clubs that you go to. These may be your professional associations. These may be a sports team you are associated with. So you have a need to feel connected with large groups. Similarly, if you look at the smaller groups can be your core family members, your friends, your mentor, your guide, your co-workers. So this is your need to feel loved, right, and to love others. So let me share with you one example. Let's say you are a parent and you and your child, you are sitting down to do some studies for your child for their school exam. So you want your child to focus on the studies, but your child is not able to focus on studies. So here, whatever we discussed just now, we looked at 3 different needs, right? So at this time, if you quickly scan on the level of needs and ask basic questions like, oh, is my child hungry right now? Is he feeling tired or sleepy? So these 2 needs relate to our basic physiological needs. You may ask him questions about, is something bothering him? He may want to share some incident that has happened in the school, right? Or he may want some comfort from you. He may want some love from you. So when you ask him or her those questions, and when you get an indication of what exact is that need which is unmet in your child right now, you will be able to fulfill that immediately, right? If he is feeling hungry, give him some snack. If he's needing some comfort from you, you may talk to him to make him comfortable. You may want to give him a hug and make herself comfortable, right? So once those basic needs are satisfied, he'll be automatically able to focus on the studies. So this is our third level of needs. So please understand, friends, children, many times they are not able to express their desires, their wants, their needs properly. So we as a parents, it is our responsibility to help them express their needs. We have to ask them proper questions. We have to ask them proper questions gently to understand what exactly is going on, what is the underlying feeling, what is the underlying need that your child is feeling. Once you satisfy that, he will be able to switch back to studies and focus. So this was the third need. Now let's go to the fourth need. This is our self-esteem need. Now all of us, we want to be recognized for the efforts we do, for the achievements we achieve, whether it is at home or whether it is at work. We have this inherent need to be recognized. Now Maslow, he categorized this need into 2 level of needs. One is a lower level need and one is a higher level need. In the lower level need is fame, prestige, attention, need for recognition by external sources, by external people. This is our need that somebody else should recognize me, right? This is external need. Now the second level of need, he says, is the higher level of needs. Now this is our need that does not come from outside, right? It is our internal need of self-respect. This is our need that I want to feel confident. I want to have a lot of knowledge. I want to have a lot of abilities and skills, and thus I want to respect myself. This is our internal need of self-respect. So this is our fourth level of need, which is self-esteem needs. Now let's go to the last level of needs, which is the top of the pyramid, right? Maslow calls this a self-realization need or self-actualization need. Now what does this mean? All of us are born with something unique in us, right? There is no human being on this planet who is born without something unique, without some unique ability, right? So for example, one person might have a very strong desire to become an artist, to create drawings and paintings. Another person might be having an inclination to become a scientist and invent some things that have never been invented in this world before. Another person might have a strong desire, inclination to be a sportsman, to be in football and create great results. So all of us are born with something. So unless and until we find our unique ability, we find our passion, we can never reach this last level of human needs, which is the self-realization. Right? Self-realization meaning you have identified your unique ability and you are working on your unique ability. So many people have not done that homework of finding their passion, of finding their unique ability. It is a very required thing to do. Unless and until you find that unique ability, you will never reach the self-realization state in your life, right? And unless and until you reach this state, last state of this model, you will never feel complete in your life. You will always feel there is something incomplete, there is something missing in your life, right? So these are the 5 levels of human needs that Maslow described. So this model is helpful in a lot of different ways, right? Very firstly, it helps us to identify what are our needs and what are those needs that are unmet in us, and it can help us to find our real motivation. Number 1. Number 2, it can help you in dealing with other people also, because you can help somebody else also to find his or her unmet needs and find the lack of motivation, right? And lastly, this will be helpful in all human relationships, whether it is husband and wife, whether it is with your wife, with your husband, with your parent, with your mother, father, with your siblings, with your co-workers, with, if you are a businessman, with your customers, because ultimately customers are also human beings. So this model will be useful if you understand it properly and implement that, use that properly. It can be really beneficial to you in your life. And one thing I will tell you about unique ability. So many people ask me this question, how do you find your unique ability? So you need to ask yourselves few questions. One of the best questions I have heard is ask yourself this question. What is that one activity? What is that single activity that if you do that activity will absolutely fascinate you, will absolutely motivate you for the rest of your life? What is that one activity? It will fascinate you, whether it is day in the time, morning time or night time, irrespective of the time. It always fascinates you. It always gives you energy. It always motivates you. You always keep feeling, I want to improve in this area. So that one activity, spend time on this question. What is that single activity that absolutely fascinates you and absolutely motivates you, for the rest of your life? All of us have at least one unique ability. Some people have more than one unique abilities, but our job is to first find that one unique ability. So spend some time on this question. Understand this model, 5 need model of Maslow carefully, implement it in your life, and I guarantee you it will help you a lot. Thank you for watching my video.